all good.
things?
You're sideways.
Are we
We're,
like?
we
Are we landscape
should
or
be
portrait?
portrait if you can turn it. Yes, great.
Okay.
How are you getting on? How is your summer going? Let's kick off with that. It's obviously not a very sunny start to the summer.
Well, funny enough, when we had good weather here,
Of
I was
course.
in Alaska and it was freezing. So
That's how the
yeah,
world works.
but
And have you been
it's going to
busy
get
touring this
better for
summer, or is it
August.
going to be a quiet one?
No, it's really busy. Actually, we're doing kind of gigs every weekend for the next 2 months, really. Yeah, all of July and August, and a little bit of September, and then we start into our
Yeah.
UK tour.
So,
Then,
what do you do to create some downtime and to relax from it all? Or do you? Or do you get to
um,
relax from it all?
I was sitting on a digger yesterday, digging out a pond. I've been on a roof the previous days, helping the joiner. I'm building a little boathouse down by the water here at the house, and that's kind of taken up all my spare time over the last 2 months. Really, myself and my dad kind of built it, and then he had to go home because he's got a project in Liverpool. So I've been calling on favours from all my friends possible who can do a little bit of building work. So yeah, it's been whenever I'm not gigging, I'm here doing stuff manually. Yeah,
And
labouring and so
you
forth.
very hands-on? You obviously sound like you're very hands-on with all the renovations and all the work that needs to be done on your house.
Hands on, but not too good at it now. But I'm fine.
Yeah.
But if I try and attempt it myself, it generally goes wrong, and more materials have to be
And,
bought.
and
Yeah.
have you settled into the new place, or is it still kind of boxes everywhere and things needing to be hung and wardrobes need to be and all
Um,
that?
I don't know if anyone else is like me, but I've made the place look really tidy, and I've got one room, and it is an absolute jumble sale. It's a mess. So yeah, for anyone coming in the house, it's lovely. It's very tidy and it's clean, and it's there's furniture everywhere and pictures on the wall. But there's one room which is an absolute
But I
bombshell.
think that's
So
that's the best
yeah,
plan, isn't it? And then just keep that. It's like Monica's secret closet and Friends.
it covers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. Exactly
And
the
have
same.
you roped in Jake to give you a handout?
No, he's been that busy in Dublin. He's started his music school with teaching kids music. So he's doing that 5 days a week, and then he's had the odd gig throughout the last couple of months at the weekend. So he's mad busy. Yeah. So I don't get to see him as much as I would like.
Oh, that's a pity. That's a pity. Well, look, you're both busy. You're both busy. And you were down in my native
Yeah.
Clare last week for the Willie Clancy Festival. I saw
I was.
I saw a video went viral. What was
Yeah.
that like? It's always a great buzz down in Milltown.
Was that the video with the
Yes.
Garda singing? Yes. Yeah. That's one of the best festivals I've ever been to. I thought it was absolutely amazing. Some of the best trad musicians I've ever come across in my life were at that festival. It was really, really good. We ended up doing 2 sessions. I was only there for 2 days, but I sat for the second day. I was there for 6 hours playing music with Sharon Shannon and Donal Murphy, Niall, who plays in my band, Joni Madden, and who else was there? Jer O'Donnell, just the cream of the cream of trad musicians. And to be honest, that's what I grew up with, was playing the accordion and the piano in sessions, and just had an absolute ball. I don't get to play that type of music as much as I would like. So, and what a
And
place. Stunning
as
place.
a musician yourself, is that what you love, to just sit there? It's not a gig. There's no pressure, and you're just playing music and listening to good music.
It just takes me back to when I was like 9, 10 years old, and it's the reason I really got into music, was just play, and just for the fun of playing. Sometimes we all get wrapped up with proper professional gigs, and the lights have to be right and the sound has to be right, and when I do the like of that, I go back to my childhood and think this is what I actually got into music for. It wasn't for the business and the fame and all this type of stuff. So I love it. Yeah, it's really good fun when I get to do it. That's my second time at the at that particular festival. So yeah, it was a really good weekend, and yeah, I'll hopefully be back again
And
sometime
there
soon.
seems to be a little bit of a crossover or a merging of trad and country and trad in different directions. Even when you look at the
Yeah,
Crumbling Paddies and their kind of rise to success and kind of that strand and both strands. Have you noticed that happening?
Yeah, yeah, definitely a good mixture of it now. And even with the band that I put together last year, Kyo, they feature a lot of kind of folky trad with it throughout the sets, as well as doing some country songs. So and the younger generation seem to be loving it right now, and it's really weird because when I was growing up, it was so uncool to like that sort of stuff. And yet, if you go to one of their gigs on a Saturday night, there'll be 16-year-olds, 17, 18-year-olds all loving life, bopping up and down to all these trad and folk and country tunes.
And
So
does
it's
that
really
add
good to
another
see. Yeah.
element of fun, I suppose, to your gigging as well, to see more people dancing and singing along and to make it a small bit more lively and youth focused?
Oh, definitely, yeah, yeah. And to be honest, the whole business always needs like a newer generation of singers, musicians coming through. Like when I started out about 12, 13 years ago, I was the young face of country music and all this type of stuff, you know. And that can only last so long before it goes a little bit stale. So you need younger generation coming through every sort of 10 years to bring it on. And it's great to see so many young folk bands. We played with Rula Boolia last Saturday night. They're really good, and there's so many young, talented musicians coming through now. It's really good to see, and it's only going to make the business bigger, and young generation of people get into the music then, because I suppose people can associate
Yeah.
with their own age group, if they're on stage. So if you're 18, 19, if you see someone who's maybe 21 playing these sort of songs and tunes on stage, you
And
can really get into it,
you were on the cover of RSVP Country this month for anyone who hasn't seen it
Yeah.
so far. And we visit you in Fermanagh, your happy place. Give us some tourist tips for anyone who hasn't been to Fermanagh. Where do you recommend for a good drink and a good bite to eat?
Well, we've loads of stuff to do, to be honest. On the lake, there is these, I don't actually know the proper name for them, but it's
Oh,
basically a bike on the
like the
water,
pedalo
and
type
you can,
thing.
yeah, yeah, they're really good fun. You can do them. We've got Culca Boardwalk, which I've done about 10 times, which is only about 20 minutes outside of Enniskillen. They call
I
it the
did it.
Stairway to
I've
Heaven.
done
You might see it. It's amazing. Now it's a 7 kilometer up and down, maybe 7 mile actually. It takes about 2 hours to do if you're a decent walker, But the view from the top, you can see like 5 different counties. It's amazing. So if you want to do some exercise stuff like that, and then we have loads of really good places to eat, including the 25 The Hollow, which is a really good steak sort of fish restaurant. Franco's tapas place called Delacus. There's loads of really good food places. And then pubs wise, there's going to be music on every night of the week in Enniskillen this summer, which is really good to see because it's given all the musicians a bit of a chance to get out and play. That's in McGee's, in Charlie's Bar, which I've done a couple of videos with Sean McGee, and actually, funny enough, we've done a few recordings. Blake's at the Hollow. There's loads of really, really good pubs. Pat's in the Diamond. There's lots of stuff to do now in Enniskillen. So if you're passing, don't be afraid to stop and take in the good
You're
food
like a
and the good drink.
spokesperson now for at a tour.
I know. Yeah.
I should,
I should be getting a grant from Fermanagh
absolutely.
Tourism.
I'm going to put you on the spot with this one. Who is your all-time favorite singer or your all-time favorite band, that inspired you to get into music?
Who inspired me to get into music? I'd have to say Don McLean. I grew up with cassette tapes. That's how old I am. When I was about 3 or 4 years old, playing Don McLean's American Pie song. I knew every single word to it, and there's like 7 or 8 verses of it. It's a 7 minute long song, and I knew every word by the time I was 5. So yeah, and I used to sit and watch videos back then of him singing Vincent and all his big hits really through the years. And yeah, he just him and a guitar, and he really inspired me to learn music and to progress in the field that I'm now in.
Do any of his songs kind of evoke any memories of happiness or memories of sadness or things that bring you right back to those years?
Well, I suppose American Pie is probably my favorite ever song written, and all I can remember is me with these massive headphones in my bedroom when I was maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old, dancing around the room and jumping up and down on my bed to American Pie. It's probably the song that really got me properly into music and to listening to lyrics and figuring out what songs are about. So yeah, it's I suppose that was the song that really inspired me so much to get into performing music and to
Yeah.
writing music as
And
well, I suppose.
what do
Yeah.
you think makes him a good songwriter?
Just his clever lyric writing, it's incredible. And then he's kind of from a folky background as well. Like he plays acoustic and he sings. Like he did a really good version of The Mountains of Mourne, which is a really old Irish song from, I don't know, maybe the 40s or 50s. So he's into that as well, and you can sense it from his voice and the way he phrases stuff and his ornamentation when he's singing. It's got a Celtic effect, put it that way. It's an American guy singing
Yeah.
with a Celtic slant, singing folky. So yeah, he definitely did inspire me, and still listen to that song now, and I always smile whenever it comes on. Whenever I'm driving somewhere, it might come on the radio or something, and I'll just
Yeah.
think back to when I was a kid.
Some of the comments that are coming through on here are talking about Wagon Wheel. Do you ever get sick of singing Wagon Wheel? Because it's obviously the song you're most renowned for and probably will always be.
Do I get sick of singing it? No, no, I still enjoy it. It's still one of the biggest songs of the night whenever we play live, and to see young kids singing it to grannies and granddads is always a pleasure. When you see people having fun and enjoying themselves, I don't care if I have to sing the phone book. Doesn't matter, as long as people are happy.
But hopefully that it doesn't come to that at any point. Yeah, one of the biggest Late Late Show of the year is always the country special. Do you hope that Patrick Keelty will continue that trend going forward, and that we'll get one with him?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how Patrick comes in and what he changes about the whole show. It's I actually love his stand up that he's done throughout the years anyway. So I think he's going to be a really different sort of host because he's coming from a comedy background. I think it'll make a really good change. From Ryan, everyone has their strengths, and I think Patrick's will be the fact that he's actually a really funny man in general. So it'll be interesting to see, and I do hope that maybe they'll continue that country music special. I know it is it's probably one of the second highest viewed shows on RTE throughout the year after the Toy Show. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to see them doing something different with it. I think over the last few years, it has been very samey, the country show. So it would be great if they could spice it up and I don't know, bring in a couple of American singers to do stuff and just change it up.
Who's on your hit list? Who would you like to duet with at any point if you got the opportunity?
Oh God. Well, there'd be no one better than Dolly Parton, I suppose. But yeah, I suppose in the younger generation, who would there be? Maren Morris or one of them, maybe. Yeah, she's really good. Yeah, I love her.
And then finally, is there any festival or any theatre venue across the world that you'd love to play in? That's still on your bucket list.
Yeah, we've done a couple of gigs in New York over the last couple of years in a really cool venue over there. But I walked past, what's the venue called? Carnegie Hall. I walked past it one day and I'd heard it mentioned in so many interviews by different singers and the people who'd played it throughout the years. So I was like, geez, it'd be amazing to get there one day to do a gig in Carnegie Hall. I don't even think it's that big of a venue. Maybe it holds 1,500, 2,000 people, but it's just got that name of being very infamous. So that'd be a dream come true to get there one day.
And then for anyone who wants to see you live this summer, where are you going to be playing?
You name it. We're in nearly every county in Ireland. We've done a good few of them already, but yeah, well, this weekend we're in Manchester doing Crack by the Creek Festival, then we're in Omagh Saturday night. Coming up, we're doing Swords Castle, but that's actually just sold out last week. We are going to be in, where else are we? Oh, you've put
okay.
me on the spot now. But if anyone wants to check the dates, they're all on the website, which is nathancartermusic.com. We've got a Spain trip coming up as well. We're down to our last 50 places of that. Carter on the Costa, it's called, in October. So if anyone's looking for some proper sun, not the Irish summer we're getting, you can come with us to Spain for the week. We've loads of special guests on that as well. And then, yeah, we're busy throughout the year, really, but a lot of gigs throughout Ireland this summer.
Yeah.
And a lot of festivals happening.
And if anyone wants to read all about you, RSVP Country is on shelves at the moment. Head over as well to rsvplive.ie/country music for the latest country music news, pictures, gigs, single releases, everything you name it. And stay tuned to our social media channels here on Instagram at RSVP Magazine 1 and on Facebook at RSVP Magazine. Nathan, thank you so much for your time, and looking forward to
no problem at all. This has been the earliest interview I've done on Instagram ever in my life.
One?
So the bags under the eyes are
Did you say your first
gone.
one?
My first live interview on.
That's something I can stick on my CV.
At 10 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. Used to 10 a.m. at night normally, not 10
Enjoy your day, and best luck with the house. Bye.
Big hello to everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Hope to see you all soon. Take care. All the best.